So this is Charlie, and Charlie is a little bit obstinate, does not like to come when called, and from talking with his guardian, a lot of it I think is based on the lack of rules and structure. Really, Charlie doesn't have very many rules. So we were talking about giving treats, and Charlie was kind of keeping his distance, so I wasn't trying to engage with him. I wasn't trying to come and prove I'm a good person. I gave him space and waited for him to come to me. Once he kind of got close enough, then I pulled out some treats and started offering some treats. But even then, he was very off-put. I'm not going to take it unless, I was David was leaning back in the chair and so on and so forth. So what I like to do, I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog. Well, I'm not going to pay him for doing what he wants, which is what you're doing now. So he comes up and scratches at you, pet me, damn it, and then you pet him. Every time you do that, you validate this is the proper way to ask for me to give you attention, and you are the boss of me. You get to tell me what to do, and I will comply. So in order for dogs, in terms of their body mechanics, sitting the position he's in now or laying down are more subordinate positions.
Okay.
So I ask a dog to achieve a more subordinate position in certain aspects, like we talked about, or one of the rules would be he has to sit before we let him in or out of a door.
Okay.
So for me, instead of petting him just because he looks cute or give him a treat just for coming inside after going potty, I'm going to ask him to sit or to lay down. Now, if he comes up and scratches at you, that's an order. So then I give him a counter order, sit or lie down. But after a while, he's just going to come and start sitting in front of you saying, hey, I'm sitting down. Shouldn't you be paying attention to me? So I'm going to use a treat here. I've got it in my hand, a flat hand. There we go. So he came up. Sit. 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 So as soon as his butt hits the ground, again, that 3-second window applies. As soon as his butt hits the ground, I lower it, let him lick it off my hand, and then I say the word sit the same second it touches his lips.
Okay.
So if you do this enough, then after a while he realizes if I come to a human and calls me, there's something in it for me. There's a positive. Right now, it's just like, well, I just come inside and they just throw me a tribute, treat for no apparent reason. So I must be the greatest dog in the world. They honor me.
Uh-huh.
Charlie, come. So again, now Charlie wants to say, no, I'm in charge. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like I ate the treat, and then I'm just going to ignore.
Okay.
So now he's thinking, he's like, oh, he didn't get up and come over to bring the treat to me like everybody else does, or put it on the floor so I can get it on my own. He ate it. Now I have nothing.
Uh-huh.
So I'm letting him think about it before I give him another opportunity. There we go. Charlie. Sit. 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 So Charlie's like, I don't want it. So he wants it. He just wants it his way.
Right. So how long is his attention span?
It's not so much his attention span. I just think that you've catered to him to such an extent that he's spoiled.
He is.
And so he just gets his way, or doesn't want to deal with it. Oh, you want to try again? Okay. Charlie, sit. 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 So no compliance, no treat. Now we'll see if we can get him to do it again before. I don't want this video to be too long. But so the rule should be, from now on we don't pet him at all unless he sits for us.
Okay.
Because right now for him, again, listening to you is elective. I do it when I want. There we go. So when he comes to me, he's showing me his want to, his inclination to. Sit. Sit. So the instant his butt hits the ground, he gets that treat and hears the word sit.
Okay.
If we do that enough, after a while, then he'll just, like I said, he'll come up and start sitting in front of you saying, I'm sitting, shouldn't you be paying attention to me? Now, when we make that transition, we do want to pet him for sitting.
Right.
Now, what I like to do is I like to pet a dog under his chin. If you saw the first time, I kind of scratched him under his chin. When a dog is proud about what it's done, his nose is parallel to the ground or tilted upward. probably
Okay.
seen him with a toy walking around with his
Right.
nose in the air. So I want him to feel good about the things I want him to do.
Right.
And sitting and laying down are, again, more, I call these desired behaviors.
Right.
It's really more of an action. But it's just simply conveying the lesson is if you want something of humans, you have to earn it. You have to
Okay.
earn your way. That will help change the leader-follower dynamic that you guys are struggling with right
Right.
now. And that's why he listens to you when he feels like listening, because we're all equals.
Right.
You're not the boss of me.
Right.
Well, you are the boss of him. And so it's getting now he's going to put up a stink, and he's not going to give you what you want right away. So there's going to be a lot of times you're going to pull out a treat, and he doesn't get the treat because
Okay.
he doesn't comply. But as soon as he complies, he gets it immediately, and then he hears the command word. So don't say, "Oh, what a good boy, Charlie, you sat down." They key on the first sound they hear. So
Okay.
when he sits, you pop the treat in his mouth and say the word "sit" and tickle him under his chin simultaneously, and that's all we say. Not even "good sit."
Okay.
Good boy also gets people in a lot of trouble because they say good boy for everything,
We
but
do.
really it's just a platitude.
Okay.
So if we say good boy, or we just say the command word instead of good boy, he understands it. Now he just sat on his own. Sit. I didn't ask him to sit, but he still entered the position that I want, so I immediately give him a treat. So this is called passive training. That's what
Okay.
I call it. So if every time that he does something that you want, you pet and reward him and you mark it by saying the command word, after a while he'll do that on command.
Okay.